Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Ben Menachem, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is December 30th, 2020, and we are here in Israel, the Holyland, the only Holy Land in the whole world, holding short from the end of the civil year 2020, a year that will be recorded in the history of mankind as a turning point. And we shall see. It seems that we are ready to see what 2021 is in store for us, but the truth of us believer is seasonal. In the Jewish faith, we have many restarter of different dimension. First, the one in Passover, the holiday of freedom, something that one should debate about and in some form today more than ever. The second in February, a new year of nature that we all celebrate the holiday of the trees and the greens. And the other is Rosh Hashanah. We count in the end of the head and the repentance of mankind, and we are actually making a counting ability of what our deeds are. And more, we have Tu B'Av. It's 15 of the month of Av, and it's the start of fall. So we have, God gave us a season. So every season we have the possibility to renew ourselves and make it happen. The idea is that this year's it's over, it's only a date. Don't count that the 2021 first you wake up and the coronavirus will be gone. It's only a dream. But what can we do is to look at our dream and what we made of it. Because the world as it was created over a battle and over construction of so many good people in the world. But what we finished out in 2019 wasn't the one that the world that we actually expected. So 2020 gave us a restarting point, a place where everything shut down all of a sudden and you have to start again. So let's first pray with the Friends of Croatia because they had an earthquake today. So we pray with our beloved. May they all be safe and Godspeed there, okay? So we're going to a break and then we're going to talk about the Middle East, okay? Stay put. We'll be back after this.
The return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago and is coming true today. Shalom. Join me, Josh Wander, on Israel Unplugged. Listen in as we delve into the spiritual and physical aspects of the Jewish return to Zion. We'll discuss the biblically mandated, historic, and of course practical understandings of this incredible transition from exile to redemption. That's Israel Unplugged, every Monday on IsraelNewsTalkRadio.com.
And we are back. It's Orly Ben Menachem, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. I want to welcome all our friends from all around the world, from United States, from Israel, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, Spain, France, Jamaica, my dear, Indonesia, and Switzerland. So happy you are here because this segment we have one of the most incredible guy in the world. This guy is a correspondent master and expert in his field. He's a correspondent on the Middle East. Yoni Ben Menachem. Yoni, welcome to the show.
Welcome to you, Orly.
It's so good to have you here. Listen, I just got the news that you put on. Mrs. Ashrawi, she resigned from the PLO?
Yes, Hanan Ashrawi, Dr. Hanan Ashrawi resigned from the PLO. She submitted a few days ago a resignation to Chairman Mahmoud Abbas. And Mahmoud Abbas accepted it. And she claims that she resigned because of the dictatorship of Mahmoud Abbas and the way he's taking decisions on his own without sharing the decision with the executive committee of the PLO. But she's hiding the real reason. The real reason for her resignation is that Mahmoud Abbas refused her demand to be appointed as the chief negotiator of the PA with Israel and to replace Saib Arikat, who died from the coronavirus. And Mahmoud Abbas doesn't trust Ashrawi, and he refused a request to be appointed as the chief negotiator, and she had to go home.
Well, listen, the glass ceiling is very low for Palestinian girls in Israel, but it sounds like the same rhetoric we have in Israel too, you know. I just resigned from the Likud party too, so, you know, they don't let you play because we are girls. It's the Middle East, guys. Men are in charge.
I don't think that this has got nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. She doesn't belong to the Fatah faction. She defines herself as an independent, and she's too independent apparently in this dictatorship of the PA, and also Yasser Arafat did not like her, and Abu Mazen himself doesn't like her and doesn't trust her, and you know, to be the chief negotiator you have to have the trust of the leader, of the chairman of the PLO.
Right, yeah, it's absolutely. Listen, Yoni, now let's put aside the Palestinian state, you know, that finally they wake up. They need an election soon because there were, you know, the last election in the Palestinian territory was in 2005, so it's about time they have a new one. But the question is, what is the condition in the Middle East right now? You know, 2020 is ending. There are peace accords happening. Is there a difference? Do you think that the mood is changing?
I would say that the Middle East is on hold, waiting for Joe Biden to go into the White House and to see what will be the policy of the new president in the coming months. Of course, the main issue, the main concern in the Middle East is the Iranian danger, and many Arab countries are waiting to see what are the intentions of Joe Biden. During his campaign, he said that he intends to lift sanctions of Iran, sanctions that were imposed by President Trump, and that is considering to go back to the nuclear deal of which Trump withdrew 2 years ago. And because there's a lot of criticism on Biden's intention by the Europeans, I'm talking about France, Germany, and Britain, and also Israel is very worried, and the Gulf states are very worried because once he lifts the sanctions of Iran, they will have the chance to get more money again and to take care of their economy, and they, of course, will continue with the plans to spread all over the Middle East. So there's a big concern about what Joe Biden will do concerning Iran, and I think this is going to be the main topic in the coming months. As for the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, it is not on the top of the agenda of Joe Biden because he has a lot of problems to take care of, internal problems such as the corona and the economic situation in the United States. So the Palestinian estimation is that it will take between 6 months to a year from the day he goes into the White House until he will decide what to do about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Right, assuming that everything will be well there. Now, the question of the matter is, now Israel is promoting peace accords with all the Gulf countries. Do you think it will be an issue on the election? Because right now, when you put the PLO, then Iran, we have Hezbollah and Hamas that we still have a conflict. They are a very strong one and active. And it's is it going to influence our election? Because we are running into another one, and maybe the general will take over this time.
You mean the Israeli elections?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure Netanyahu will use his big achievements of normalization with 4 Arab countries so far. He will use it in his campaign. This is a very important thing. But, you know, there are other issues in Israel, and the people, I think, are more worried about the economic situation, the unemployment, the virus of corona, and how to get out of this economic crisis and have a decent daily life like they used to have before the corona. I think this is the main concern of the Israeli public, not so much about the normalization, even though it's a big achievement, because these Arab countries that normalized with Israel, we never had any conflict with them. We don't even share borders with them. We didn't have any wars with them. So there wasn't so much hatred between Israel and these countries. So when there is peace and normalization, it doesn't make such a big difference. The main issue,
it's important. It's important for us.
The economic situation and the coronavirus.
Right. Listen, the coronavirus is global. And as we start vaccinating everybody here, the world is actually aching for vaccination, and it's important. I know that in Palestinian, they say that they are starting vaccinating too. Is that true?
They didn't start yet, but of course, they will have to vaccinate in the West Bank and in Gaza. They will have to do it. This is the only way to get out of the crisis, and I really hope that Israel will be the first country in the world that will be the first to finish this vaccination operation and get out of the crisis and rebuild the economy. And so far we see positive signs. And let's hope that it will continue this way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very positive. Now, you keep on talking to many leaders of the Arab world. Do they feel more comfortable now? Even the Arab Israeli are starting to be more friendly in the Knesset. There is a change in spirit, as we say.
There are some signs of the change in spirit in the Arab world, but as you said, this is true. But the hardcore of the conflict is the Palestinians, and unfortunately, I don't see any change on their part. Just yesterday, there was a big military maneuver of all the terror organization in Gaza, and they are preparing for war with Israel and not for peace. So, and these factions are loyal to Iran. So, as I said, the main issue, the main concern in the Middle East is the Iranian danger, and we really hope that Joe Biden will be able to handle it right, because I think what President Trump did was great. The way he handled the conflict and the way he treated Iran and the Palestinians. So we have to wait and see what will develop.
Right. Now listen, 30 seconds to go. You are one of the most amazing correspondent in Israel. Everybody has to know about it. You talk to everybody and they all like you very much and we like you. So come back again soon. And I hope that 2021 will be exceptional for you because you're Superman. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Orly, for all your compliments. And I really like to appear on your show. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
We'll go to a break right now, and we'll be back after this.
Hi, everyone. This is Andrea Simonto from Jerusalem, inviting you to drop everything and join me on my show, Pull Up a Chair. We'll visit this week's quirky stories, meet fabulous guests, and discover my Israel. Together, we'll laugh, shout, and explain the topics that make us say, hey, we've got to talk about that. So get comfortable and pull up a chair with me, Andrea Simonto, every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you know this psalm and many others were composed by a Jewish shepherd and musician who later became a king? Would you like to know some of the inner meanings of psalms to help you connect with God and strengthen your soul? An exciting and easy-to-read book is now available which will help you do just that. Software for the Soul, Psalms for Everyone, available on Kindle, Audible, and Amazon.com. Software for the Soul.
And we are back. It's Orly Ben Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. So we spoke about the Middle East. It's changing. There are, who are that they are making muscles. Please, just relax because it's not going to work. Because if you, President Trump is still in office, is still in control, and the way that I hear the Georgia courtroom right now live talking about the new evidence that they have about the campaign and the last election, we must say that there is unequivocally wrongdoing in the last election. So they must look into this, and there is also a way to audit it without recounting everything. So it can be a short one. You see, you take a sample and you verify it. Once you verified it and it's all good, you said, God will give us grace and that's it. But if God gave us grace and we find something, you must say, maybe it wasn't so. So I say, like everybody say, it's not over until the fat woman sings, and I wish there was opera that I could go to listen to. But Donald Trump is still in office and is still upset, I know. But we need to pray. We need to pray for America's sake. We need to pray for the world's sake. We're praying for you all because the coronavirus and the new epidemic that is evolving to a new kind of mutation is not something that it's easy, but you have to be careful. Okay, so let's go to the routine. You keep on your distance, you keep your mask, and you wash hands constantly. Use gloves if you can, throw them out. And guys, it's all about us. The question mark is, are the official that are not in control, they don't know how to manage it. It's not manageable for a year already. And are they allowed to close us in? And I say, democracy does not give you or official any right to close anybody's business or anybody's liberty without wrongdoing. And the wrongdoing is not evident here, and the court didn't judge in the fact. So I say that all the rebellions that Israeli have right now, it's absolutely by the book, because they cannot shut you down if you don't feel that. You see, they need to give it to mankind discretion. This is the liberty. They can get sick and they can be bad. And you give them the fact, you give them the evidence, and you tell them, listen, this is in England, for example, we have a very bad condition of the hospitals. And England is very good with the medical field. And we all know that. But we have to emphasize to everybody, you guys, if you don't keep safe, if you don't stay home if you can, and you must not go to work, please, keep safe. But it's on your time, it's your health, it's your risk. People from the health department, from the, any kind of scientific background, they cannot evolve to be the master of this universe and decide that they close us down. We don't care because you don't have the right. It's not about choosing, and it's not even elected official. It's not about even the police. There is no world, and no place in the book for closure of a complete global closure. Who the heck is running this incredible insanity? We're not saying that there is no epidemic. We're not saying that there is nothing that, can be affected. People can get affected, so you go out on your own risk. You are not, if you are not contaminated, they say, because, if you are not positive, let's assume you're not positive, you're not contaminating others, or they cannot even assume that people are, just because the risk, you close the economy down, global economy. Now, I expect the world to start focusing on what's important for livelihood, because the poor countries with vaccination, they are not going to have any. And I said to Yoni after we hang up from the show, I told them, listen, the Palestinians are upset. We say that we have to be nice. No matter what, they hate us. No matter what, this is not our rule. This is the Holy Land. That's why, that's the test of the time. If you are absolute, thank you, David, in the chat room. Yes, we pray absolutely with you all. Thank you. Now, the Palestinians, they see us vaccinating everybody. Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, the one that he built the House of Israel. It's not even the State of Israel anymore, because he handled the budget, he handled everything. He's like the master of this world, and he thinks that he's gonna get away with this for long. But God knows it's his. If you manage the court, if the court is actually on his disposal, not a problem. He changed he changed actually the things against him. Oh my God! In the court, it's so ridiculous that I don't know what. So the House of Israel for Benjamin Netanyahu, if they decide to pay so much money for the vaccination, because it doesn't matter, how much it costs, but I have to get vaccinated to be the first in the world. They're so pathetic. But the important thing is, did you give those Palestinians that come in and out, to work, vaccination? Did you think about that? No, all older than 60. What insanity. The older of 60s actually can stay home because they don't need to work. The people you need to vaccinate are the ones that are active, on active duty, the one that, shoulder the economy, shoulder the world. You don't, they vaccinated somebody 94 years old. Duh. It's like, why? Keep him safe. He's not going to get sick. That's all. I'm telling you, it's amazing that the world think upside down. And in the state of Israel, it's incredible that we have a fourth election. I forfeit anything with the Likud party because they really are absolutely incredibly out of whack. Because if you are the Holy Land, think what the world needs now. Let's see what the world needs. I am working here for God, okay? Let's assume I'm the Holy Land here in Holy Land. I need to have a place where the people can come and pray, right? Do you have one? No. Why? Because no, we don't have. They can go and demonstrate, but God forbid we're going to have a spiritual center. A spiritual center, it was said that it was claimed that actually it wasn't claimed. Albert Einstein, in his book Idea and Opinion, page 186, if I'm correct, he was talking about the Jews. An incredible book, Opinion and Ideas of Albert Einstein. You must read it. He was claiming in that book you'll find that Herzl, when he had a vision to the state of Israel, he was thinking about a spiritual center to come and pray in time of need. I'm calling for, Bet HaMikdash for so long. People think, the Holy Temple, she must be, out of it. No, you have to have a vision. There is no entity, no world, no company, no people will stay on without a vision. America is a vision of liberty and freedom and happiness, and that's what she is, and she's keeping that fantasies forever. And some of them want to change. It's their prerogative, but honestly, okay, judgment is judgment, okay? They cannot get away with anything. But if you think about Israel as a spiritual center, that you come and ask me now that, if there is something error with accounting and I'm sending you to a cybersecurity company, I want that cybersecurity to be sacred, that I know that I can put a stamp on it, a set of approval. Guys, this would happen, this would it. I want to give you the truth. You live with that or not. But if you think that we can live on a country that now we have a new party called Israelis, the organization, the Zionist organization, got the paper for this land for Jewish people to be a home. The Jewish people have to be safe. That's all, because the work is sacred. And they're serving the God. But how can you pretend to work and serve God when the Holy Temple or site is occupied by Jordan? Yeah. And I'm not repeating myself forever because it's nonsense. It's because it's important. Guys, nothing happened with God on Temple Mount with you, with your shrine. Why don't you give it back? Because, the key to the realm of higher authority is with the Bible. You can read it. I don't need you to tell me that this was occupied. It's a must. You pray better. No, you don't pray better. You pray. God bless you. We love you for praying. I want you all to pray. But you are occupying somebody else's sacred place. For God's sakes. And people say, it's racist if I say that we need to have always the nationality, the Israeli, the Jewishness in the Israeli. And when they say Israeli party, I don't care for it. They can scream their lung out as they wish, as Huldai did yesterday. It doesn't matter. Because as long as it's not Jewish soul, it's all vacant from anything. So I want you to think about it. We are going to a break soon, and I want to leave you with that. The spiritual center that must be built on the Holy Land. Let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. We were thinking, what else happening in the state of Israel? And, today, this morning, we woke up to the news that Jonathan Pollard landed on a private plane given by a graceful man, and borrowed for a graceful man because his wife is sick. And that was a big deal with Jonathan Pollard. It's one of those stories that you can say, what happened? What happened that was so important? Because we know the news he gave was not essential, right? And they got so mad at him. And he got 35 years for giving classified information to Israel. Now, first of all, the way that Israel handled that was amateur by all means, because, this guy was American. Okay, so he was American, or Jewry. Now, what happened is that all those 35 years that he was in prison, all Jewry were like under the impression that if they talk to Israel or anything, they might be construed as something that doing, like they say, the cahooting with somebody. So there was no real boundary. But the question is, why ever people think that the American Jewry are Israeli by all means? They're Jews. That's all, by religion. They're so American that, they're more American than American itself. And every time they offend them by even stating that they will ever turn their back on America. I don't see any, daily light between Israel and America as far as security goes. So as far as keeping America safe, actually, Israel is a very, very good partner and a very responsible one. For example, when I was on an incredible academy of cybersecurity, I worked from a different office. I didn't know that there was like these tools that they use. So I moved from one office to another because one office was too noisy. And anybody who knows me, that when I need to speak, I need silence. Not because I'm full of myself. I love people. I really love people. It's just because I need to concentrate. I need to respect the other person because noise in the background disturb the person who listen. So I was going into the actual computer to look at the cybersecurity law of America, to understand what the cybersecurity law in Israel should be by comparison. It's like I look at the Constitution and I see at the Constitution that Israel does not exist, and I said, oh, duh, what kind of Constitution the Supreme Court is looking at. And when I look at the cybersecurity at the law, I got into actual publication, and all of a sudden I see this, the change of color. When you see a change of color, you can link at something. We're people who on analysis will look on everything. And oops, I open and there is like top secret file page from the president security addressed to all the cabinet. Now, because I am that kind of person that even I found a private letter, I don't read it because I'm shy. I don't like to see somebody that I'm not supposed to. So in the rule of thumb, you don't. I said, oh my God. I go to my boss and I say, hey, what's going on? There is a file here. It's open. I went crazy. I start calling the embassy 1:00 in the afternoon, calling the embassy, and I left a message. Nobody returned a call. So I called my friends in Israel, said, tell the Americans to check it out. You must close it, because there was a link to a cybersecurity link. Now, nobody followed up on me in the embassy. Nobody called back. It was like I don't exist, but I did my job. And sure enough, they closed the link, or the Israeli closed it, or anybody, but it was closed, thank God. Now, I don't know what it is, but I know that it was the cybersecurity rules of engagement. That was the top. That's how I got into the file. Now, the amazing thing is it wasn't classified online, because anything that you can open, it's not classified. That's the first rule of cybersecurity, you guys all. You can, say whatever, if it was classified, no, classified information. Now that's the law that people. I was listening today about other issues that they say in America that whatever a person move on classifying information, it's a sentence that you cannot get away with it, and then you cannot defend yourself. Well, you guys, if you don't defend it on the cyber realm, if on cyber you can reach it normally, we're not saying darknet or anything. I go there, I open, and it's open. Okay, WikiLeaks. Anybody who says anything, Sando, what's his name? The guy that is winning. He was saying that he was charged with that felony that he gave classified information, and he's really want justice to be done to him and return to America because it's his own. So maybe this year, if you want God grace, why don't you start by giving grace yourself to him? It means the people that needs. For example, we need to give a vaccination. If you have a lot, yes, 10% needs to go elsewhere to people actually that cannot get it. If you think about all vaccination in the world, 14% only of the vaccination that will be produced will be sent, to the actual world. No, they say that 14% of the world will get the vaccination. All the rest, sorry guys. So we cannot work this way. You guys need to, in America, we have the rule, you need to give charity 10%. You need to distribute vaccination to people who cannot afford it. You need to liberate people, and people saying, Donald Trump pardoned 14 people. Did you see the list that Reagan pardoned when the Iran-Contra affair was hitting? That's the story that I was following today, to analyze it again, because if we're fighting with Iran, I want to know when it started, and it's all started in the Iran-Contra affair gate, and the story is still not clear because we have buddies, one of major league guy died in this affair. Our friend, our beloved child, person of Israel, and the husband of my great friend. Okay, so we are saying you need to come to terms with the fact that you have to be graceful, America, and don't be judgmental because you are not in control, and all the officials all over the world that wants to close up their people. I warn you guys, it's not going to happen. So please don't make ridiculous out of yourself because the people are economically stranded and nobody can make money. And Israel, you got the shekel so high and you didn't start printing money. You guys know economics. If you don't reduce the price of the shekel, how you can sell anything, for God's sake. My God, you're... Who said that Netanyahu is a genius? He probably didn't meet a genius ever in his life. Because the fact of the matter, he is not. Because look what the mess is in. Now, Trump is in a mess of a different kind. He saw that it's coming, they're going to rig the election. You didn't prepare it completely. The justice system is not working with him. It's not happening. But in the rest of the world, guys, be nice to your citizens. This is a new age, an age of cooperation. It's not socialism. It's not you are the boss. Policing, nothing. And please stop selling arm. If anytime you produce a bullet, you produce another dead body. Why? Take away those bullets. Somebody was saying it a long time ago, and it's smart. You got bullets. Stop producing it. And somebody asking me why Israel is selling weapons. Yes, why Israel is selling weapons? To why? Why? Israel needs to sell prayer book, sell spiritual empowerment. That's our job. If you want to sell war, go elsewhere. Go to the jungle, play with, the militia, and come back normal, and maybe you repent. we need to have more, immersion pools to have to purify people, because this world went berserk, and we need to have here a leader of a spiritual nature, a spirit that will empower all the world to come back, to be united, to be worthy, to have this community that, for the kids, for the people, for love, for happiness, for growth, for the earth. Everything is assembled. But you see, we went so far. They become so greedy. And it's so important to be vamp. And, like importance and famous. And I say, to be famous is so silly, because, you give up your liberty. Because everybody recognizes you. You want to be, just be. Anyway, I love you. I miss you all all week long. So let's go to a week and have a happy new year. Enjoy it. Kiss your loved one. That's what counts. Happy New Year. God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.
If you love Israel News Talk Radio, then you'll love our Facebook page. We keep you up to date on what's happening in Israel, plus little surprise treasures that we don't share on the radio. Go now to follow us on Facebook. Just look for the Israel News Talk Radio Facebook page, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us by clicking on the like button. We post great stuff there that you'll want to share. Israel News Talk Radio on Facebook and Israel News Radio on Twitter.
If you're hearing this message, everyone else can too. Advertise with Israel News Talk Radio and get your message out to people. We'll build a personalized package for you. Contact advertising at israelnewstalkradio.com.
Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Jake in Anchorage, Alaska, and I love listening to all the super interesting interviews and up-to-date information on what's happening in Israel.
Hello, this is Anna King, originally from London, now living in Israel. And what can I say? Israel News Talk Radio is my cup of tea.
My name is Bhaskar. I'm from India, and I love listening because you get to know the truth and wonderful voices from this lovely country.
Mom! Okay, wait a minute. Hi, this is Chava Dax, and I'm calling from the rolling hills of Malaya Dumim, just north of Jerusalem. I always listen to Israel News Talk Radio to get all the latest news and commentary and to keep me up to date every day.
This is Sarah Dax from Malaya Dumim, and I'm 12. I wish Israel News Talk Radio was boring so my mom wouldn't listen to it all the time. Mom!
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.